We have some huge news to go over today as the Toronto Blue Jays have made a huge move in what has been a very eventful past few days. The Toronto Blue Jays both in the winning category, but also in the moves category. We have one huge move the Jays have made. It has fans fired up. We're also going to break down some other updates, including a pretty rough update surrounding Dalton Varsho, as well as a few other things here, folks. Before we get into it all, if you're part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Jays content. You guys are absolute beasts. Thank you guys for continued support. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. Ladies and gentlemen, a ton to go over today. The Toronto Blue Jays, they, of course, had a great game yesterday, but Dalton Varsho went down with an injury. We have a big update surrounding him, but also a big move that Toronto Blue Jays made late last night, so I had to get it out for you guys very early this morning before, of course, their game this afternoon at 1:37 Eastern, and it is none other but Davis Schneider. Now, you can see here from Ari Alexander's source, the Blue Jays are expected to call up outfielder Davis Schneider. He has a 741 OPS in AAA this season, and we're going to dive into a bunch of different things here. But for some backstory, Davis Schneider was removed after, I believe, one at-bat or one inning in the AAA game last night, and then reports have started to come out that he is going to be called up, we assume, ahead of today's game. I would presume that, in a couple hours from now, this video, maybe a few hours before the game today, Davis Schneider is going to get called up officially, but it is Davis Schneider getting the nod here, and in AAA thus far this year is a 737 OPS, 4 home runs, 18 RBIs, striking out at a pretty rough clip. But we know he has the upside, especially from his rookie year. But ladies and gentlemen, Davis Schneider is back with this team, pretty surprisingly. Now, of course, I'm sure a lot of you are already thinking this. Where did this come from? Why is this happening? Dalton Varsho is expected to hit the 10-day IL. Could be longer, but right now I believe the rumor is 10-day IL for Dalton Varsho, and that's why Davis Schneider is getting called up. So, obviously, Davis Schneider, we'll start with him. A very good player when he's at his best, struggled greatly in the major leagues thus far this season, and of course got sent down a while ago now. He's had some ups and downs at the big league level. We think back to his debut, and man, in 2023, of course, last year he was very disappointing, but back in 2023, we all know the Boston Red Sox series, just unbelievable. But the unfortunate reality here now, folks, is that, with Davis Schneider coming out and being injured, and of course we know that following the game last night, Dalton Varsho was getting an MRI right now. So this was last night. John Schneider says Varsho is about as well liked as there is in the game. Everyone in there is feeling for him for sure. So an MRI, of course, they were going to do that, and we assume that because this tweet and things came out late last night, this ultimately means that the MRI came back as, at the very least, Dalton Varsho needed to miss 10 games in the 10-day IL. And that's obviously a devastating blow for the Toronto Blue Jays. We'll dive into that in a minute, but let me know down below in the comment section. Are you excited to see Davis Schneider call back up? Do you think he has potential here? He's hitting 226 in AAA. It's not like he's, tearing the cover off the baseball. There are some guys in AAA who are hitting better, but I think he's going to be a lefty specialist out of the bench here. You think about all the outfielders they have, and of course, Davis Schneider can play infield. We saw him play second base, but they're going to have Ernie at third base every day, we assume, with Barger in right field almost every day, and then against the occasional lefty, Davis Schneider will play right field. Of course, to do that, because now Anthony Santander is down. Davis Schneider is up, but Dalton Varsho, assuming he goes out, which all signs point to that as the corresponding move here, that is devastating. Now for Dalton Varsho, hopefully, and we'll probably get an update later today before the game about the severity of the injury. Hopefully he's back by July or something like that and doesn't miss more than a month or so. Again, I covered it in the video last night. Timelines for hamstring strains are usually between 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes longer in some forms. In the form of Jordan Westbrook of the Baltimore Orioles, their shortstop, he of course missed, or I guess their second baseman, he of course missed. He's been out for an indefinite period of time, so hopefully it's not too bad. We'll get some more updates later today. And again, it's on the left hamstring, and then we'll know more about severity and recovery timeline once the results are back. We assume they're back now, but of course they haven't come public yet. Just that Davis Schneider, according to all sources here, are going to be called up, and he's probably going to be able to play today if, he wants to. But, man, very unfortunate blow for Dalton Varsho. And, for Davis Schneider now, he has a chance to come back, struggle at the major league level. He's going to be playing the occasional game against lefties. But the thing here is, I don't know how much play he's actually going to get. You think about the other options they have. So they have Nathan Lucas going to be starting majority of the games in center field against righties. You have Addison Barger starting majority of games in right field now against righties. You assume Ernie Clement's going to go to third. Of course, Andres Jimenez, he is on the brink of a return as well. His return is imminent at this point. Davis Schneider with him coming up. Of course, John Schneider came out, a lot of Schneiders, and said that Andres Jimenez is on the brink of a return. So a bunch of different players are going to be coming back here, but most importantly, the Jays, I don't think Davis Schneider, because against lefties, you're probably still going to play Miles Strawn. Of course, you're going to have some opportunities for Davis Schneider, maybe as a pinch hitter. I think is the most likely outcome because Miles Straw is a much better defender and a much better hitter at this point than Davis. Let me know down below what your thoughts are. Of course, a fan favorite there. But some more moves to go over as well as José Urena has been designated for assignment, and Eason Lucas was recalled, and he would be active for yesterday's game, and he was. So the José Urena experiment has come to a halt. It has come to an end. He didn't even pitch that bad. A sub-4 ERA for him in a few starts, a few bullpen relief appearances. I don't love, the move necessarily, but again, Eason Lucas had a very good start yesterday, so clearly, Ross Atkins made the right call with this one. But Spencer Turnbull, when they acquired signed both Spencer Turnbull and José Urena, it was always going to be José Urena going to be pitching in the meantime until Turnbull is ready to go, which he is getting closer and closer to. And then, of course, he's going to get DFA'd. And he played good. But, even Eason Lucas played good. And he's, of course, going to be a guy who gets sent down and gets called up a lot, I think, between a bunch of different leagues, being AAA and Major League. So another move there. The moves are crazy. More moves are going to be coming, as well as Tyler Heineman dealing with a concussion will begin a rehab assignment to yesterday. And he's going to be DHing today. So, of course, he started yesterday, but DHing today. Need him back, surprisingly. He's been one of the best hitters on the Blue Jays, obviously in small sample size. But Andy Sanchez is not very good. So you get Heineman back. That'll help lengthen out some things on the Kirk off days. The team is starting to get healthier in some regards, but you also think Anthony Santander being put on the IL. Now, Dalton Varsho being put on the IL, we assume. You have a bunch of different guys. But you also have Andres Jimenez coming back. And the question was, who is going to start most of the games at second base once everyone's healthy? Because, of course, you have Varsho in center, all these different things. Clement, playing second base with Addison Barger at third. We obviously know now that this opens up a spot for Jimenez. He is going to be a regular everydayer, but Ernie Clement, who's been one of the Jays' best hitters, he's going to be playing most games now at third base. We would assume, unless they like Barger's arm over there. We also have Erik Swanson. He's hovering, he's circling the area. He could be an option as early as tomorrow, which is now today. So we might see Erik Swanson be a part of some more moves here. And of course, we'll have another video following the game if some more of these moves happen. But the Jays are back above 500 here. A ton of players are coming back. And a ton of players are going down, with injuries. So hopefully everything's going to be well here. And it's only a matter of time until some starting pitchers start to get healthy. The trade deadline is inching closer and closer. The Jays are going to have to go all in here at this point if they want to try to compete. Reminds me of the 2015 season record-wise. Of course, the team is vastly, vastly different. But we think back to then when the Jays were hovering around 500. 4 games below, all these different things. They buy the deadline, they go all in. Do I have the same amount of faith in this offense as I do the 2015? No, not at all. But I think that's the way Ross Atkins is going to go here with, with his job on the line. Some other notes as well. Bichette absolutely mashing in Maine, 838 OPS. Trey Yesavage and Gage Stanford, 2 of the prospects. They've been dominant. Yesavage still dealing with some command issues. We'll have another video on him coming out soon. He got promoted, of course. This is his second game now with Vancouver. He's been absolutely electric here. And hopefully all of this can carry over into today's game against the Athletics, in which we'll probably see Davis Schneider not play, but be available off the bench. But most importantly, they're going for their 5th straight win and a sweep, and this is the chance to do it. Let me know down below what your thoughts are, ladies and gentlemen. Moves are coming. Moves are on the horizon. Cheers. You guys are beasts.